It has to be said, this is not a bad place to wake up to. Just look at that amazing view out of our window.
I look back now and realize that everything I wanted was always mine.
Thank you to Wanderlust Travel Stories for sponsoring today's video.
So we stayed on the lovely island of Hamnoy last night, which is part of Lofoten Islands. It's a traditional fishing village. As you can see over my shoulder, there's the stockfish racks, which is where they dry out the cod in an ancient preservation method, which is pretty cool. They're empty right now, but come April time, they're going to be full. And this area has one of the most iconic photos of Lofoten. If you Google it, you will see this image and you will recognise it. Theo took a gorgeous photo of it 5 years ago when we were last here. And today we're going to take you guys to one of our favourite beaches in Lofoten. It's become very popular over the past couple of years and we're going to show you why.
I let the current sweep me aside. The rushing water knows no bounds or tender matters such as life. It's been so long since I believed myself. Time to dry my pride.
So it's turned into an absolutely beautiful day here on the Lofoten Islands. So I'm really happy that we're making the most of it and going hiking. It's a really popular hike. We've done it many times before, but we wanted to bring you guys along with us. It's a hike to a beach called Kvalvika, and there's a pretty special thing on the beach that we're going to show you around.
Look back now and realize that everything I've wanted was always mine.
So we have just arrived on the beach that is known as Kvalvika. This place is really stunning, very beautiful. We've come at a weird time. The light isn't actually on the beach, but we just wanted to go for a walk. So it's not a hard hike. It takes like 45 minutes to an hour. But there is a hidden cabin that we're going to show you around, but there's people in there at the moment, which is just bizarre for us. Coming back to the Lofoten Islands, it's so much busier than it was when we were here 5 years ago, and it's a little bit of a shame because you kind of have to queue up to go in a cabin. You have to wait for things, and before we had the place to ourselves, so we were definitely spoiled, but I guess that's tourism for you. How amazing is this little cabin?
This has got to be the best cabin in Norway. It's got so much character and it's built completely from scraps found on the beach, which is amazing. It's so cool.
Yeah, everything that's in here has been washed up. So you just got to take a look around and it's just full of things that people have left here. It's just beautiful. I'd love to spend a night in here.
I know, I would too, but we don't have Gingy Bear with us. We can't leave her on her own.
So this beautiful little cabin was actually built in 2010 by two guys who lived here through the winter and built it by things that just washed up on the beach. It's absolutely incredible what they did. And they actually made a documentary called North of the Sun, which is a really enjoyable watch. So I definitely recommend to go and watch that. But it's just so cool. It's definitely changed a lot in the 5 years since we were last here. Someone's brought a nice new wood burner. It used to be just like a barrel. But yeah, it's really cool. I can definitely imagine spending a night in here.
I let the current sweep me aside. The rushing water knows no bounds or tender matters such as life. It's been so long since I believed myself. Time to dry my pride.
So our camera has started tripping out. I think it's finally about to die. We have had it for like the last 2 years and it's done us well, but I don't think you guys are going to enjoy watching this, so we need to get a new camera ASAP.
So So we're now back at the van. We're parked up by a road for the evening and it's already dark. The sunset's really early now, so it means we've got a lot of time to just chill out and do what we want in the evenings. And at the moment, I'm playing a really fun game/story by Wanderlust Travel Stories. It's actually been a lot of fun to play. It's something that I've never played before, and I love the fact that it's all about travelling whilst I'm travelling. So as you guys know, we're driving around the world, so being able to continue travelling even after the sunset from the comfort of our lovely van is what I call perfection. And it's an interactive story, which is a lot of fun, and I love to rope Theo into it. At the moment, I'm in Antarctica and I get to choose where we're going. So at the moment they're asking, do we get on the boat or do we continue walking along the jetty? So what do you think?
So you've just caught me on with a knife and an onion because I'm cooking dinner, but we used to live on a narrow boat, so I reckon you should take the boat option.
Okay, great. So I'm choosing the boat. We're now on our way to Antarctica, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I really love the fact that it's a lovely slow game. You haven't got to rush and you take your time, and I'm basically learning about all these different travel stories, which is always a lot of fun. And if you want to try out Wanderlust Travel Stories and go on your own adventure, you can download it now. I'll put the link in the description. It's a lot of fun.
I can't help but wonder why you can't help but cross my mind. And I'm thinking of you.
So we've just come to this spot where Theo caught some cod the other day, and we're blown away by the amount of little fish that are in here. No idea what species they are, but there's honestly thousands. So check it out, they're all swarming around the pier that we're at. No idea what they are. They're about 5 inches long, silver bellies, brownish red. I can't go over how many there are.
On. Fish on. Oh, it's a good one. It's a really good one. It's fighting. Okay.
What do you think it is?
I reckon a cod. Feels like a decent size. So there's our first little cod of the day. It's really small. This is the smallest cod I've actually caught, and it has to be on camera. But trust me, I have caught bigger ones. But yeah, first of the day. It's really cool.
So vlogging is always a little bit tricky, especially when your camera decides to basically die. And we're doing our best to carry on vlogging today, but it's been a bit of a struggle. It keeps doing this weird thing. We don't know why it's doing it, but I think it's just getting a little bit old now. But we're going to carry on filming and hopefully it won't give up the ghost today. So fishing was successful. Theo caught a tiny weeny cod.
Thinking of you. Hope one day it'll all be clear. I'll be there, but you'll be here.
So as we were on our way to Leknes, we had to drive past this beach where people are surfing, and we've driven past quite a few lakes that are frozen over. It's getting so cold and I don't know how they're managing to stay in that sea. It must be absolutely freezing. I mean, it's a pretty amazing place to go surfing, but we are in the Arctic Circle. It's absolutely freezing and they are braver than I am.
Under street lights, on long car rides, I can't forget your eyes.
So now we are in a place called Nusfjord, which is an amazing little fishing village. It's one of the most picturesque fishing villages I've been to in the Lofoten Islands, so I'm excited to show you around. The light is still nice, so I'm stoked and I'm gonna get some images.
Through the years and through the miles, I just wanna see you smile and be happy with you.
So right now, this is the perfect time of year to come to Nusfjord because it's completely deserted. It's just me and the kittiwakes here. So I'm walking through this gorgeous area where you can actually stay in these cabins. They're called råbus and they're traditional fishermen's cabins, which is pretty cool. I mean, just look behind me. This place is so picturesque and it's so quiet here. It's gorgeous.
Things somehow could always see end up being you and me. Me and you.
So in here we have a museum of the old cod oil refinery, which is pretty cool. And actually, this is so interesting. We've got some dried cod here. So this is how they dry it out. This is what it looks like once it's been dried out, I should say, on the stockfish racks. They look kind of crazy because they've got no heads. But this is basically an area where cod liver oil was made. So there's a lot of uses from cod, and it kept these fishing villages alive for many, many years. I love this building.
Under streetlights, along car rides, I can't forget your eyes.
So hopefully you guys can hear me over the birds, because they go absolutely crazy constantly. They just don't stop, and they seem to poo everywhere as well, which is quite funny for us, but not for the people who live here. But as I said, this place is gorgeous. It's well worth a visit if you come to the Lofoten Islands. We're right up high now, overlooking the village. We're surrounded by the sea, and it's almost as if we've gone back in time into a traditional old fishing village. So definitely recommend it. Come take a visit, and I'm going to head back to the van because it's freezing cold, and hopefully we can get some nice food on the go.
Head over to theindieprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.